Now, until now, we had a lot of discussion in terms of how capital gains would work. Let us now look at some of the Article 13(1), which are specifically there in some of the treaties which are applicable in Indian context. So we'll look at Article 13, Paragraph 1 of the India-Austria Treaty. Gains, mark the word here, it does not use the word capital gains, it says gains derived by a resident of a contracting state. Let's talk about an Austrian resident having some property in India, right? So gains derived by a resident of Austria from the alienation. What is alienation? We have discussed this earlier, so we would not get into the details of this, but how you need to interpret this is something which we have discussed earlier in our presentation. But gains derived by a resident of Austria from alienation of an immovable property referred to in Article 6. So Article 13(1), can I write here that this deals with immovable property. So gains derived by a resident of Austria from transfer of immovable property, right? Not transfer, actually alienation of immovable property. Which immovable property? Which is referred to in Article 6. So there's a definition of immovable property which is given in Article 6, and so not only should this immovable property be covered within Article 6, but situated in the other contracting state. The state we had taken here was Austria, so the other contracting state will be India, which means this property should be situated in India, may be taxed in that other state. So this property that we are talking about may be taxed in India. Since the word used is may be, what that means is Austria has a right to tax it. Even India has a right to tax the gains which arise from alienation of immovable property, which is referred to in Article 6. Right? So let's look at what kind of transfers are covered. So in this particular example, we have a foreign company, FCO1. It owns immovable property in India, country X and country Y. So in country Y, it owns an immovable property, IP1. In country X, it owns immovable property, IP2. And in India, it owns immovable property, which is IP3. And has a PE in India which also owns immovable property. So there's a PE which also owns immovable property. The question is, transfer of which property shall be taxable under Article 13, Paragraph 1. If we just go back, we saw that it is only the property which is situated in the other contracting state, right? Which means that in this case, it is not the property which is situated in country Y, not the property which is situated in country X, but the property which is situated in India, which is taxable under Article 13, Paragraph 1. Second thing is, even if a PE of a non-resident owns an immovable property in India, it is taxable under Article 13, Paragraph 1. Now, one disclaimer I want to make here is that whether or not this foreign company can own immovable property is a matter which has to be decided under the exchange control regulations, the FEMA regulation. For the purpose of this slide, I have assumed that they are entitled, because if they are not entitled, then the question of selling does not arise. So to summarize Article 13(1), what should be derived? Gains. And gains would include losses as well. Who should derive these gains? A resident of the other contracting state, Austria in our example. What is the subject matter of transfer or the capital asset? It is immovable property, but not every immovable property. Immovable property which is situated in India and referred to in Article 6. We'll just come to this in the next slide as to what is covered there. But if it is an immovable property which is not referred to in Article 6 of the respective treaty, it does not get covered under Article 13.1, but it may fall under the residuary clause, which could be Article 13.5 or 4 or 6 depending on which treaty you are looking at. And who has the right to tax? India also has a right to tax. The word used in this case were may. If the words used were shall be taxable only in the other contracting state, then obviously that would mean that India has the exclusive right to tax such capital gain. But in this particular case, the word used were may.